You're better off. You wouldn't have liked me anyway. Hello, Jenny. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. You're very like her. Same eyes.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
It hasn't changed much. Different wall covering. Used to be green. And this wasn't here. New? Oh, no. Now I remember. It used to be in the hall. Strange how things start to come back.
Who are you?
Isn't there anything of them in me, Jenny? Am I so different?
Can't be. No, it's not possible.
It's true. I'm your brother, Jenny. I'm Mark.
No, no, Mark is dead. He's dead, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead!
Alive, Jenny. You're going to find out. I'm very much alive.
Well, here I am, quicker than you thought.
Who the devil? Oh, it's you.
Well, how are you?
Why are you late?
Well, I was at a cocktail party.
What, at 9 o'clock in the morning?
I didn't want to be the first to leave.
Where's Brett?
Brett, we'll meet him later. Now, you had something in mind.
Yeah, just take a look at that paper over there.
Right. Okay. Well, it's 3 months old.
Well, read the headlines.
Headline. The High Court today ruled Mark Lindley believed dead, proved his identity beyond a shadow of a doubt, and he's the rightful heir of the Lindley Industries fortune estimated to be some several million pounds. Well, okay, what about it?
Well, let me fill you in on the background.
All right, I'd better hurry up because I'm double parked.
Turnbull, this is rather confidential. You don't mind, do you? Can't hear a sound without that. Well, Robert and Patricia Lindley were very old and dear friends of mine. They were killed in an aeroplane accident. There were 2 children, Mark, age 5, and Jenny, who was just 3 months. The children were split up. Mark, because of his health, was sent out to live with an uncle in Rhodesia, and Jenny to a relative here in England. When he was 20, Mark went out on a hunting trip with 3 other young fellows, and they never returned. Well, some bodies were found, but they were never identified. However, there was never any doubt but that they all 3 perished. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, sir.
All right, now,
Sorry, sir.
the girl was the sole inheritor. And along comes the brother from the grave, and he inherits everything, right?
Right.
Okay.
Jenny and the administrators of the estate insisted that he was an imposter. Now, the matter went to court, and Mark produced mountains of irrefutable evidence that he was indeed the person who he claimed to be. Well, you read the verdict. Did you shave me?
Right.
Well, how's my throat?
Not bad at all. How was that, huh?
Well, now I'm in a hurry.
Yes.
I've got a plane to catch, and I've got to meet Brett.
Now, excuse me, your judgeship, but there must have been some reason that you had me come down here and told me this story.
Well, in spite of the legal judgment and in spite of the erudite and learned opinions, I still believe it possible that Mark Lindley is an imposter. I don't seem to have any change. Can you settle with
I
him?
didn't think you would. That's the worst coffee I ever tasted in my whole life.
Just happens you're drinking tea.
Well, then I apologize. It's the worst tea I ever tasted. Are you really going to the House of Lords this morning?
Yes, if I have finished dressing. You were saying, Judge?
There's nothing more to say. You've heard all the facts. All I want to know is if you're willing to help.
And all you want us to do is to find out whether this Mark Lindley is a phony or not?
Simply that.
Hark, he cometh. Oh, I'll say he cometh. Oh, you starless. You're so bright. Your carriage awaits. Because I'm not going to walk in the street with him dressed like that, huh? Oh, it's got a hat. Look at him. Isn't he beautiful? Let me carry your train for you, sir.
Daniel, you really do bring a fresh meaning to the word peasant.
Your dukeship, anything. You really look wonderful.
It's merely the required regalia for a peer of the realm on a state occasion.
Well, I wouldn't walk around the Bronx dressed like that. They'll plant you.
Now, what is your decision?
We want to get married.
Will you stop play acting? I'm in a hurry.
Okay, it's not our cup of tea.
And you?
Well, I'm inclined to agree with Daniel. It's really a specialist job.
Well, I'm sorry to hear you say that. Because emotionally and instinctively, I feel there's something wrong. Well, I must go. I can't force you into this. But you can do me one favor. Will you talk to Jenny Lindley?
Okay.
Thank you. She's the one person who'll never believe in Mark. She keeps pushing and probing and, well, I shouldn't be surprised she's onto something.
Why?
Because last week, somebody tried to kill her.
Do you mean to tell me nobody left you anything?
My father died before he could change his will. Instead of the estate being shared between us, Mark inherited everything.
Well, what about the house?
I have to be out by the end of the month. He's going to sell it. The same way as he's going to sell everything else.
Jenny, Mark has the full strength of the law on his side. Is there anything, any solid fact that convinces you he is an imposter?
I just know it. I know it as certainly and as surely as the fact that my own brother is dead. The man who says he's Mark is a liar and a thief.
Listen to me. Knowing isn't enough. You understand? You need some facts.
This will help me prove it. Not just for my sake. So many people are going to be affected. Please help me. David Conan's been our family lawyer for years. Been handling our affairs since before I was born. Well, together we started looking for some servants who'd been with the family when Mark was a baby.
Get anywhere?
Well, we found one or two, but they were no help.
When you finish, why don't you join me at the terrace? Don't just stand there, open it. Do you see anything?
Nothing.
I think we should make for those bushes.
Okay.
But let's split up.
All right.
One of us better go first.
Why?
To draw his fire. Go on. What did you say? See what I mean? Yeah. Go. See you later.
Well, not very serious. He's lucky. They hit him in the head.
I'll get a doctor.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I'll have a large brandy.
Were you awake while I was carrying you?
Yes, but tired. Oh!
Does that hurt?
Agony.
Good, good, good.
Did you get a look at him?
No, I didn't see anything. Did you?
No. Weren't you going to get me a large brandy?
Make it two.
Make it three something. First thing tomorrow morning, we are going to start asking a lot of questions about Mr. Mark Lindley.
All right. All right. I'm coming. Ooh. Hello.
How you doing?
Oh, you've arrived late.
Yeah, did I?
Everyone's gone.
Oh, you really had a party here last
Yes.
night. Did you have a good time?
Lovely party.
Oh, good, good.
Have a
good.
drink.
Yeah, listen, I want to show you something.
Oh?
A beautiful day.
Oh.
Oh, you've got a guest that stayed over.
Oh, I don't know who he is. I don't know his
I'll
name.
bet you Maggie Trenton could use a little help and a little affection.
Oh,
huh?
could she? Wow. Oh.
There you are.
Oh, yes. Seltzer, please.
Okay.
Oh.
A lot of people here last night?
Oh, lots. Lots of people. At least 70.
70.
Oh, yes.
Was Mark here?
Mark? Mark Lindley?
Right.
Yes, he was here.
Stayed to about 11:30, did he?
You ask a lot of questions.
Yes, I do, Donna. Very curious. Always asking.
Mind you should do. I'm a smart girl.
Are you?
Yeah.
How smart? How smart?
For instance, why don't you ask me to name the 7 wonders of the world?
You know the 7 wonders?
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to ask you that question.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can remember, and nobody ever asked me.
Are you really a friend of Mark Lindley's?
I am.
One more question.
Do I get a prize?
Here it is.
Thank you.
Could he have slipped out of here last night at any time?
No chance. No. I'm the clinging type.
Now, wait a minute. There's 70 people here. He could have at some point or another.
No. I had him in my arms, here. Right there, all night.
Lucky Mark.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Going?
Yeah, I'm going. Oh, you certainly keep nice empties, I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Goodbye, Maggie Trenton.
Ciao. That's good. Did you hear?
Enough.
Who was he?
I don't know. And I'm certainly going to find out. Somebody working for Jenny, I should imagine.
She doesn't give up very easily, does she?
Would you give up a chance of 7 million? Nor would I. Nobody's going to take that away from me. Nobody.
I see. Come in, it's open. Yes, well, you let me know if you find anything. Thank you. Goodbye, I'll keep in touch.
Who's that supposed to be?
Well, it's you to a T.
Oh, it don't look like me at all.
Did you find anything?
Well, I found out that this Mark Lindley was at a party last night, and there's 70 people that swear he never left.
You know you're right.
And what?
Your mouth is weaker and the chin's all wrong. I missed out 4 or 5 of
All
them.
right, all right. What else did you do?
Well, I spoke to the police. They found an empty shell on the lawn. They believe the gun used was a single-shot target pistol.
That's a professional gun.
Good thinking.
So Mark Lindley has now hired himself a gun. Because I tell you something, he's up to here in his alibis.
So we must look for a professional. I think I
Right.
know somebody who could help us.
What was that? Who was that? Who was that? Who was that?
Oh, Mandy.
Yeah, right.
She's my cleaning
Mandy.
lady, does a little shopping.
You aristocrats certainly know how to live.
Nice girl, a little careless with the cleaning.
If you want to keep this apartment more dirty, she'll come and clean more often.
Yes, well, I'll get you one if you feel like
Oh,
it.
yeah, can we go
Come
pick it
along.
up now?
No, we're going to see a man about a gun.
What'd you stop at the park for?
A brisk trot before lunch gives you an appetite.
You take the trot. I've got the appetite.
No, we're going to see a gentleman called the farmer. He buys and sells.
Vegetables, fruit?
No, information.
Oh.
He can't afford a farm. This is his office. There's our party now.
Is this the farmer?
Oh. Good morning, farmer.
Good morning, Your Lordship.
How's the harvest coming?
Oh, very slow, very slow. Frost spell at the beginning of the year ruined it.
Well, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine.
Mr. Denny Wilde,
Enchanté.
an American. Sometimes has money, sometimes hasn't. But lives so well that nobody can tell the difference.
Oh, really? Who's been talking to you, farmer?
I think he's been reading your mail.
Knowing things and people is my business. Now, what can I do for you?
Who are the hired guns in this town?
Well, plenty of young hooligans round here who'll pull a trigger for fun, but very undependable. Now, if you want the quality assassin, it becomes expensive, but worth every penny. They seldom miss.
This one did.
We all get our off days.
We'd like you to find out who took a shot at a girl called Jenny Lindley.
Usual terms?
100 guineas.
110 now, I'm afraid, Your Lordship. Inflation, you know, ruining the country.
Yes, well, it's ruining me. All right, cash on delivery.
Be in touch, sir.
Thank you, farmer.
Goodbye, farmer.
By the way, sir, did you know that you were being followed?
By whom?
Chap over there on the bench. Came down the path after you and been sitting and watching ever since. For another 5 guineas, I'll tell you who he is.
Put it on the bill.
Private detective. name of Peter Hayward, in a very small way. Has ambitions to be big. Dangerous quality ambition.
That's true, Farmer. Look at Brutus.
It's a good report. Very comprehensive.
Thank you, Mr. Lindley.
Now, you're satisfied that Wilde and Sinclair are working for my sister?
I'm certain of it.
All right. I'll let you know how I want to handle things. Meanwhile, keep tabs on them. You better phone me every hour, too. It may be necessary to do something about it tonight.
Mark, don't do anything risky. I mean, don't take chances. You've proved yourself in a court of law. You're in the right. Why go on defending yourself?
As long as Jenny keeps questioning and digging, there'll be a shadow of doubt. No matter what the court says, mud sticks, and she keeps slinging mud.
It can't harm you.
Yes, it can. Because people are saying that I'm a phony. Lucky to get away with it.
What does it matter?
It matters to me.
Mark, I've never asked you before, and you never told me, but
Even you.
whatever you tell me, I'll believe you.
Maggie, I am Mark Lindley.
I don't believe it. I never have and I never will. That man is an imposter.
Are you absolutely sure that the evidence in that transcript is watertight?
Yes, unfortunately. The case is too good. It's too perfect. There isn't a single point that was overlooked. He was just like an actor, totally rehearsed in his role.
Or have you made any progress at all?
Nothing worth a damn in a court of law.
Well, you must be doing something. They've tried to kill her twice. She must be hitting a nerve.
Well, if we could prove that he's behind those attempts, we'd be in business.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. What line are you following?
Nothing very positive. Our best chance was a woman, a Miss Walters. She was Mark's nurse until he was 5 years old, and then she took care of Jenny.
She could be very useful.
No, unfortunately not. She was killed in a car crash shortly before the hearing.
Well, did she leave any relatives, any friends, anybody she talked to, confided in?
Now, that might be worth looking into. Yes, I'll let you know of any progress I make.
Well, thank you.
Just one small thing. Who's paying?
I beg your pardon?
Well, Jenny doesn't have any money. And this kind of an operation looks like it costs a lot of bread.
Any costs incurred, I pay out of my own pocket.
Why?
I was the sole legal representative of Lindley Industries. I was paid a great deal of money. The man who calls himself Mark Lindley fired me. You satisfied?
Oh, yes, I'm satisfied. Thank you. May I take this?
Of course.
Goodbye.
We'll keep in touch.
I appreciate what you're doing. Goodbye.
Thank you. All right, Daniel, what was that all about?
What's better than a big fat retainer?
Go on.
Half of $7 million?
What are you talking about?
Conran has been the family attorney for years, right? He knows the inside and the outsides of this estate. He gets a guy, teaches him to be Mark Lindley, gives him all the documents, all the papers, everything, the works, right?
It's a little far out.
Now, wait a minute. Conran is going to cross-examine him at the hearing. Now, he's going to ask questions that he knows the answers to.
Well, that is normal legal
Well,
procedure.
what about the questions they don't ask?
I think it's a little strong, Daniel.
It's a possibility, you will admit, right?
Yes, a possibility. But why is he still helping Jenny?
Simply because by knowing what she's doing, he can block any move she makes.
Yes, I suppose it could fit.
Yeah, right.
Even the attempts on Jenny's life.
Exactly, because with her dead, there ain't nobody gonna ask any questions, Papa.
Until now.
Why until now?
Because if you are right, they're going to have to take care of us. Well, it's not much, but I call it home.
Don't trip on the throne.
Daniel, I did not leave the lights on.
You have guests.
Haywood had a skeleton key. Seemed pointless to wait outside. You don't mind, do you?
What exactly do you want?
Ah, now that's nicely to the point.
Daniel, can you think of any reason why I shouldn't heave them out of here? That's a fair reason.
This won't take long.
We sincerely hope not.
Hayward's been following you both all day.
He's not very good at it.
We would never have guessed, would we?
You've been checking up on me, talking to my friends. I don't like that. Stay out of my affairs, do you understand?
You miss something. Or else. You always finish a sentence like that with, or else.
Then I won't disappoint you. Or else I'll have to do something about it.
What have you got in mind?
Well, up to now, everything's been legal. I'll keep it that way. I can get a court injunction ordering you to stay out of my affairs.
While you're at it, you might as well check on the legality of your friend carrying a pistol.
I won't warn you again. Just stay out of my affairs.
And stay out of Jenny's affairs, okay?
Yes, she'll be staying with me for a few days.
Jenny doesn't interest me in the slightest.
Not very gallant.
Who are you?
You're awfully hard to convince, Jenny. I'm your brother.
Well, unless you're planning on staying the night, I suggest you leave now. I think that calls for a drink, Daniel. Will you do the honors?
Yes, my liege.
I'll attend to the telephone messages.
What would you like?
I have scotch.
Same for me.
Good evening. My name is Angela, and you've been specially selected to receive a free Watusi lesson at the Leonard Manley School of Dancing.
Oh, and he can certainly use it. You ought to see him in these clubs. Clumsy? Oh.
Brett, where have you been? I'm home and waiting. Come round.
My accountant.
This is the farmer. I've got the information you want. I'll be in Alexandra Place about midnight. Try and make it. Goodbye.
Daniel, we've just got time. Jenny, forgive us. This could be important. Your room is through there.
And don't let anyone in. Anyone. See you later.
Lovely night, sir.
Lovely.
Poacher's weather, this.
Who is he?
Calls himself the Major. Used to be in the Commandos. Kills for money, big money. I also understand he enjoys the work.
Where can we find him?
Right there. House in the corner.
Is he there now?
Been there for the last couple of hours.
Thank you, Farmer.
Begging your pardon, sir.
Hmm?
My terms are strictly cash on delivery.
I'll pay the farmer.
Are you sure you're not related?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
There you are.
One thing. Be careful of this chap. He's a bad one.
Yeah. You heard the farmer. Be careful. We'll be here when you get back. How are crops this year, huh? Are apples good, or tomatoes good, or tomatoes?
Darn silly place to put a bell. How was I to know it was there?
You're supposed to find out about these things if you're going to break into a house.
Well, I don't know how things are in the Bronx, but in British public schools, breaking and entering is not on the curriculum.
Get in there. Why is the door open?
Maybe he's expecting us.
What do we do now?
We go in.
I'm not going in there.
That's why we came here.
Well, if I go in, we go in together.
Fine. After you.
There's someone in this room.
I think you're right.
Daniel!
Yes, Sinclair.
Oh, good afternoon. This is David Conrad's secretary here.
Oh, yes.
He's asked me to tell you.
He located a relative of Miss Walters.
Miss Walters. That's the woman who was Mark Lindley's nurse, right?
Yes, that's right. Well, apparently Miss Walters kept diaries all her life. It's those that Mr. Conrad has gone to have a look at. If you have a pencil, I'll give you the address.
Yes, I got one right here. Go ahead. Harvester's Farm?
Church Lane, near Godalming, Surrey.
Yes, I know. Oh, by the way, how long ago did Mr. Conran leave?
Oh, about an hour ago.
An hour or so. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Now, what on earth is that?
Lunch, cooked by my own fair hands.
Yes, well, that's lucky, isn't it?
That's lucky.
I don't have time to eat it. Conran might have found something. I'm going down to join him anyway.
That sort of ruins Danny's theory about Mark being involved with Conran.
Well, not really.
Well, why would he tell us if he was onto something?
That makes a good cover story. This way he tells us everything, gives himself more than an hour's start so he can destroy the evidence before I get there. You contact Danny, tell him where I am.
Keep me to clear this place out. Trouble is, you always think something might come in useful.
I'm very glad you didn't get rid of Miss Walters' diaries.
Oh, I thought they might amuse my grandchildren to read one day.
How long did your aunt live with you?
Oh, 5 or 6 years. Strange old lady. Very secretive. Ah, will you?
Yeah.
Yes, the biggest surprise was when she died. I inherited quite a lot of money.
Oh? I can't imagine how she managed to save, being a children's nanny.
No, could I. But every quarter she'd receive quite a large check. Well, there we are. Diaries of an English nanny. Perhaps I ought to send them to a publisher.
Those checks she got. Any idea who they came from?
No, some family she once worked for, I imagine. Well, there you are. Should keep you busy for days.
Thank you. At least I know the years I want to look at.
Fine. Well, I'll be around and about if you need me.
I'm very grateful.
right?
Yeah.
Where's your phone?
In the house.
Look after him. I'll get help.
As it seemed urgent, I've gone down to the house to meet him.
Hello?
Daniel? Yes. I'm down at the farm. I've had a run-in with Mark's detective. He tried to kill Condren.
Hey, Mark's detective. That cinches it. Listen, I've got to tell you something.
I
got a message from Jenny. She's on her way to the house now to meet Mark.
Well, she's taking a terrible chance. You better get after her. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Right. See you later. Oh, Mandy. Excuse me, can I talk to you for a minute?
Is this it? Yes. I found something. It's absolutely vital. There. Look at that. That changes everything, doesn't it?
More than you know. Mark called Jenny, said he wanted to see her urgently and to meet her at the house in the country. She's gone there now.
What?
I'm going too.
You've got to stop her. You've got to.
Mark? Mark?
Well?
You're early.
It's a habit.
Do you want a drink?
No.
I didn't think you'd mind if I helped myself. After all, 'tis all yours now.
Oh, you're beginning to get used to the idea, then?
Oh, no. No, I'll never get used to the idea. You don't know what it's like, Mark. One day to have everything and the next nothing. Nothing.
It didn't have to be like that, Jenny. I offered you an income. You could have kept the house if you'd wanted to.
Income. A house. I had it all. Everything. I don't want your charity.
It wasn't charity, Jenny.
I want it all, Mark. Not just bits and pieces. Everything. It belongs to me.
It does not belong to you. But how can I make you believe me? I am Mark Lindley.
I know. I've always known. It's because you are that I have to kill you.
Always known? Those attempts on your life, they were faked.
You have to admit, they were very convincing.
This is stupid. How are you going to explain away my death?
Everyone believes you've been trying to kill me. I told them you asked me to meet you here. We struggled and the gun went off. It's no good, Mark. I'll find you.
You all right?
Yes, I think so.
He was waiting for me when I got here. He tried to kill me. I'm so...
This tells it all.
What is it?
Your nanny's diary. This is your cousin, Jean Fallon. Your sister Jenny died more than 20 years.
No, it's a lie.
Would you like to tell it?
There's nothing to tell. It's all lies.
When your parents died, Jenny, your sister, was taken to be brought up by your aunt, Mrs. Fallon. She had a daughter, Jean, much the same age as Jenny.
Stop it. I won't listen. It's not true.
Unfortunately, your sister Jenny died before she was 12 months old.
No.
So your aunt decided to raise her daughter, Jean, as Jenny. Nobody ever questioned it. The nanny was the only one who ever knew. It is true, isn't it?
I've been Jenny Lindley for 20 years, all my life. It was Jean who died. She used to tell me, my mother used to tell me all the time, Jean is dead, she's dead, she's dead.
She wanted you to have a share of the Lindley fortune.
And why shouldn't I? Why Jenny and not me? I deserve it. I've kept Jenny alive. There isn't a Jean Fallon anymore.
The only thing that went wrong was when you found out that Mark inherited the entire fortune.
Hi. Miss anything, did I?
No, only the end of something.
Hey, what happened to you?
No, not the end. It can still be mine. All mine.
She's right.
I told you it wasn't finished.
What do you mean?
Been working for her all the time.
Money buys an awful lot of loyalty.
Right. Excuse me. What are you talking about?
Daniel, I'll explain
What's
later.
with all the guns? Why?
Just take my
Thank you,
word
though.
for it. They intend to kill us.
What are you talking about? Kill us? Why would they kill us?
Sit down.
Do as I say.
Why would they
Daniel.
want to kill us?
Believe me, they have no choice.
Oh, I see. Well, I did as you told me.
Oh, what was that?
I called the cops and told them to follow me here.
Oh, that was very thoughtful.
Are you kidding? They got the place surrounded. They're in the house now. Oh, I can hear them coming. Come in, Inspector. You don't like that one? Well, how about the,
Sit down. You sit down.
Her money and my loyalty just ran out.
Thank you, Doctor.
how is it you get to fight with girls?
Well, I like the odds better.
Oh, you do, huh? Well,
To tell the truth, these little guns don't carry many bullets. I counted on having used them all. This is the point where the gun usually goes off. Well, not wishing to change the subject. When you used that old gag about coming to Inspector, I distinctly heard footsteps.
well, you know, that's funny. I always hear footsteps when I say, come in, Inspector.
Mandy, what's she doing?
Mandy, my dear, his lordship and I would like some brandy. You'll find some in the cabinet
Would you
there.
mind telling me what she is doing here?
Well, I guess I might as well tell you. I've hired her as my butler, housekeeper, upstairs maid, cook, chauffeur, and
I came to
gardener.
meet you, I have come to expect your low, underhanded treachery. I won't say I'm angry, just terribly, terribly hurt.
Well, you'll get over it, believe me.
Well, I suppose there have to be winners and there have to be losers.
Yes, there does. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you, Mandy. If I were as treacherous as you, I wouldn't tell you about the prize fighter.
What prize fighter is that?
European contender for the heavyweight crown.
Oh, I don't know him. Who is he?
Terribly, terribly jealous.
Well, who is he?
Her husband.
Oh, I see. You're fired, Mandy.